Hey guys, in today's piece, we're going to be talking about the offer submission process. So, this is the point at which we've got a buyer that's expressed interest in writing an offer on a home, all the way up until the point where we get it under contract. So, assumably, we've had a conversation with the listing agent or at least their office to ensure that the property is still available and accepting offers before we've gone to show the home. Now we're there. The buyer has expressed interest in making an offer on the property. So we want to, this is a perfect opportunity to do a couple of things. We want to, first off, we want to, whenever possible, write this offer up in the home. All right. The buyer is there, they're excited. And this is a great opportunity to get a really great offer written because they're in the home that they're going to be buying. It's not too different than when you go to buy a car. The first thing that the dealer wants to do is get us in that car to take a test drive. It invokes that same type emotion. So we want to make a call, that first call to the listing agent again, to confirm that the property has not accepted any offers. And if there are any offers on the table, what's the acceptance deadline looking like? So a great question to ask, especially in today's market, is besides the price, what are the 2 to 3 things that the seller would be looking for to accept an offer? All right, let's find out if there's any type of closing time frame that's preferable. Would they look for a lease back? Are they looking for a high escrow? Large down payment, certain type of financing. Let's get some particulars on that whenever possible. Okay. The next step number 2, is going to make sure that our contract is filled out in its entirety, which sounds obvious, but there's a lot of nuances to not just the sale contract, but then any addendums that might come along with that. And hey, maybe there's something in the MLS listing that is particular to the listing agent or the deal that also needs to be signed, which is this point 3. We want to be real sure to look in MLS for all those attachments to ensure that we've got anything that's outstanding there signed by the buyer before we submit that. We want to ensure that the escrow amount that we write is at a minimum 1% of the offer amount rounded up to the nearest thousand. And, once we start getting into higher price ranges, 500, 7,000, 700,000 and up, then we're going to start using multiples of 5,000. We want to, really strengthen that offer by making the escrow as high as possible. Step number 4 is going to be that the title of the email that we send out to them is going to say offer on and then the property address right there. And then in the body of the email is going to be the highlights of the offer. It's going to have a little story about the buyer, something that the listing agent can share with the seller, right? And then of course our signature, we're going to copy, the listing agent, our office, make sure that we know that it's been sent, and the buyer's lender. All right, so now once that's been sent, our next move is to then call the listing agent and confirm that they've gotten it, right? Let's ensure that they've received this thing. It might not have been presented to the seller yet, but we want to at least make sure it's gotten to them successfully. See if they have any questions, make sure they got it, right? The next call is the buyer's lender is actually then going to call the listing agent. So if you can imagine, within virtually a few moments, they're getting a call from us and then they're getting a call from the buyer's lender. And we're really looking to establish a couple things here. It's not just the credentials of the buyer, like how strong they are and how qualified they are to buy this home, but our level of commitment to the quality of communication from our office. Many times a listing agent is going to recommend one offer over another, with all things being equal, just based on the quality of the agent that they perceive, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many times we will, when we're on the listing side, we'll get offers from agents with no phone call, no credentials. And we'll of course accept another offer, and they might reach out to us days later and wonder what happened. Well, frankly, we didn't have any communication with that agent. What would cause us to believe that that would be any different throughout the transaction process? Right? So we're really looking to establish a protocol for how great it's going to be to work with our office and give that agent the confidence that they're going to get through this transaction the first time around, most importantly. Right? So now they've heard from us once to confirm that the property is still available. They've heard from us a second time now to ensure that they got the offer. Now they're hearing from the lender, right? And then here, lo and behold, we're going to be calling them again that next day to just check up. Hey, what's going on with the offer? How's everything coming along? Is there, do we need to make any adjustments? Has the seller come to any kind of decision? Which direction are they leaning? Let's really stay on top of that listing agent there to ensure that our buyer's offer, has the highest likelihood of getting accepted. All right. So that's our great offer submission process. Please use it. It's returning a very high likelihood of getting accepted. And we look forward to next time.